guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I know things are a little bit different. To my new subscribers, my name is Banara Maipushe, and to my old subscribers, thank you for coming back day one. You guys already know the drill. You guys know that I appreciate your support so much. And if you're new and haven't subscribed, kindly click the subscribe button down below to join this family. It's the hot stuff family, guys. I know maybe today I look a little bit scary because I am all dolled up. So guys, for those that do not know, majority of you guys don't know that I'm on a journey of learning how to apply my makeup. So you guys can comment down below and tell me how I did. Rate me out of 10, guys. And yeah, in this video you guys are going to see me beating this face. If you are interested in knowing how my labor and delivery story was, you can definitely keep on watching. And yeah guys, let me see you on the flip side. I've already done my eyebrows. As you can see, I've already laid my foundation. So what had happened was I was already filming another video, right, doing my makeup and speaking about something else, and I felt awkward speaking about that specific thing that I was speaking about, and I deleted the footage, and I was like, you know what, but because now I still have the time, I can film a story time that I've been meaning to do for so long. But because of the challenges that we've been facing with the storage, I couldn't do it, because I know for a fact this is about to be a long ass story, and I feel so sad that it took so long, because I know that I might have forgotten most parts of this story. But yeah, it is my labor and delivery story. Guys, yeah, 1 year and 3 months later. So guys, so I have a mirror here, so I'm going to continue doing my makeup. So I'm going to conceal my face. So I conceived my baby the 3rd of November 2021, and we went to the zoo. I have a vlog of all of that here on my channel. My due date was on the 27th of July. Ever since my first appointment, they told me the 27th of July is going to be your due date, right? So now fast forward to the 19th of July, I'm starting my teaching practices. So on the 19th of July 2022, I went for my teaching practice, guys. That time I was already 9 months. Bear in mind that my due date was on the 27th of July 2022, and I went for my teaching practices. My teaching practices started on the 19th of July 2022. So guys, Shapo, I have to go for my teaching practices because I wanted to graduate. That was supposed to be my final year. I had to graduate because now I'm pregnant, right? 19th July 2022 came, and then I went for my teaching practices. Shapo. My teaching practices were going well. My pregnancy wasn't showing much. People saw that I was pregnant, but they couldn't tell that I was finishing because my belly was fairly small. So now I'm going for my teaching practices. Kumnandi, it's fine. People are saying that I'm pregnant. Yes, I'm telling them, yes, I'm pregnant. I'm not telling them that I'm due soon. Hey, now the 26th of July comes. It's a weekday, and then I go for my teaching practices. It was a Wednesday. I go for my teaching practices, but before, at night, guys, I remember I woke up at 4 a.m. because I wanted to pee. Woke up, went to the toilet, I peed. But as I was peeing, guys, I could feel the pains on my lower stomach. I had such horrible pains, guys. Like, I was in pain, okay? But it came and went, so I didn't take it that serious. I was like, okay, maybe get a Braxton Hits, because guys, I level YouTube too much. And so I was just like, okay, maybe it's not that deep. It's just Braxton Hits. I'm going to put the spelling here if I'm not pronouncing it right. But basically, kitty sort of false alarm labor pains, I thought. So I still woke up. I woke up at around like 5 every day for my teaching practices. So that day, but I woke up at 4 because I felt the urge to pee. So I peed, went back to bed. Guys, when I tell you that I didn't sleep again. Yes, sis, I didn't sleep again. And then, because I was already heavily pregnant, my dear sweet mom always made sure that she prepared water for me. When I woke up, I always found like my water prepared, and I would just go in and bath. So she did the regular thing, right? She came at 5, guys. I didn't tell anyone that I was experiencing these pains. Even my baby daddy didn't know. So I just told my mom in the morning when she came. When she came in to call me to come and bath, I was like, hey, mama. I was like, you're going to pain in your mall taking. Baby! What are you going to do? What are you baby? It's a millioning. Can I go my form? But it's not that deep. Relax. I'm still going to school. Hey! Mama, no, what on okay, say school. What if you get the labor pains? I'm like, mama, I am, and I see the labor pains. I did deep. Hey! Can I, mama? I see the labor pains. They are not that deep. Guys, when I get there, I spoke. Got clock. Extra clock, I had a girl that I was doing teaching practices with, and I tell her, I'm like, girl, hush, happy night didn't tell you that I'm due soon. And today I'm feeling pains, and I don't know if it's labor pains or what. But I was like, oh, what? Everyone was just shook that I still had the strength to go to school. She was like, oh, what? And I'm like, no, girl, like, are you serious? How? Baby girl continued with her day. Baby girl even went to class. Like, they started intensifying Mola ili closer to break. Break is at 10:30. So come on, 9-ish. Now things are starting to get serious. Now I can't even sit down. I'm telling them like, yo, hey, baby, and I walk. Go kakamo stuff. Hey, go kakamo stuff room. I just like, oh, go home. Like, she kept on saying, go home, go home. And I was like, no, man, get over sharp. If you get last and go, when I bill before this bill. Ah! Kimo, no one around there, whatever. The labor pains, the Maria saw. That's the day I saw one. The labor pains sometimes do less half. Sharpo, guys, I went to class, couldn't sit down. I started feeling them. They were so closer together. And I was like, okay, you know what? After that lesson, that's when I knew. I was like, these are intensifying now. I think I am in labor. So I went to the principal. I'm like, hi, principal. She was very strict. I think that's why I didn't want to tell her. She was very, very, very strict. Sometimes unnecessarily strict. So I was scared to tell her. And once I was pregnant, so I didn't want to be that nagging student or pregnant. So now I'm going to go in with this darker concealer. I see her and it's break time. I go to her and I tell her, ma'am, it's closer to break time. I think it was 10 o'clock at that point. And the break time is at 10:30. So I went to her, I was like, ma'am, can I please not come back after break because I feel like I'm having pains. I want to go and see the doctor. And she was like, shock. Meaning, are you not in labor? And I was like, I think I am because I'm due tomorrow. Guys, get it 26 again. Get Wednesday. I'm due tomorrow on the 27th, which is Thursday. And she was like, but now, you've been coming here and you are so close to your due date. Why? utorisha diphosho wena. Yeah, guys. She wanted to yell at me, but she didn't have the time. She saw that I couldn't even stand properly. Now the pains were paining. I could tell I could tell it's really twerk, but anyway, guys. So she was like, "No, girl, go home and not come back. Little tomorrow, don't come back because you are so close to your due date. You can't be coming here when you are so close." Guys, I ran back home. I drove back home. I was driving at that time because I was heavily pregnant, so I drove back home real quick. Came back home, and then obviously I knew my mom was going to panic, so that's why I didn't even call first. Just went back home and then Gamo went, "I don't know no, 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 sir, I am in pain. How are we going to solve this? Are we taking you or your baby daddy is going to take you?" I'm like, he wanted to take me. Vele, that's one thing that he told me was like, "If you are in pains, just call me." So when I called him, I was like, "You know what? I'm coming." He was like, "I am coming." So now I couldn't contain myself, guys. At this point, the labor pains were paining. Before my baby daddy arrived, I made a call to the hospital. So I called in and I was telling them, "Okay, this is my name and this is my due date. My due date is tomorrow, but I'm already feeling pains. So what must I do?" And then she asked me questions like, this was very quick. It was such a quick process, guys. Shout out to MidMed actually. It was such a quick process because she asked me, "What are the signs?" I was like, "Hey, I'm having abdominal pains and the pains come and go and they're this minutes apart." And she was like, "Girl, you are in labor and you're about to give birth. Come now." We drove straight to MidMed. That's where I gave birth, guys. I can now MidMed. Hey! At that point, I didn't want to speak to him. I didn't even want to speak. I was just in so much pain, guys. How? We drove to MidMed. When we got there, they immediately admitted me. Got there, the lady that I spoke to, fortunately, was the one that admitted me. And she quickly took me to my room, and then, guys, the room was beautiful. I wonder if you get a chance to give birth at a private hospital, please do it. Please do it, but just make sure you have extra cash. Just make sure you have extra cash. But I'll still explain all of that. So I got to the hospital, they admitted me, like on the drip, and also the belt to measure my contractions. And yeah, she saw that I was definitely in labor. So I hadn't told anyone, so I just took a video of the room and then I sent in our group chat, like our home group chat with my siblings, and I let them know that I was in labor. Guys, nothing equals the labor pains. Let me tell you something. Labor pains are the worst. I hope nobody is watching this while pregnant, guys. I hope nobody's watching this while, but those pains, guys. I feel like those pains were. I don't think everybody experiences the pains that I was feeling because I was in so much pain. So now nurses are coming in and out, they're measuring me, they're looking at me, they're checking my contractions, and then things just went to even more. Because now my doctors, the nurses were now worried. They were like, "Girl, your contractions are showing that you are seeing flames, but the baby is not dilating." Hey! Saliki, I'm about 4 centimeters dilated. Saliki, I'm about 4 centimeters dilated. Eh, 4 centimeters. Halala ke got these pains, but 4 centimeters. I can 10 centimeters. Ke ka ke le 4. That day was super traumatic, guys. I don't want to lie. Why am I feeling teary now? Like, why? Guys, that day was horrible. My birthing experience was like I was feeling such huge pains, guys. My baby daddy was there, very stressed. He was stressed. He was so stressed, but very supportive, guys. Like he was very, very supportive. He was such a support system. Shout out. He didn't know what to do with himself though. Like I could see that he was stressed out and he didn't know what to do. Hey guys, now I'm huffing and puffing. And the time went, guys. I'm still in the room. I'm not in the labor room and I can't sleep. Lucky for my baby daddy, they allowed him to sleep in the hospital, but on the chair, and then they just gave him a pillow and something to wear like a blanket. So he slept in the hospital. And then I'm still not dilating. Because I'm on 4. Guys, the whole day, ever since I got there, I was on 4 centimeters. Now the doctors are getting worried. So give the next day now, keep on my 6. And Kisha to the labor ward. And Kisha to the labor ward. They're saying, well, okay, Mogele, we can see that the baby is not budging. So now we are going to dilate you. That time, my water hasn't broke. So they're now stressing. They're like, okay, we have to look for alternative ways. We have to break your water. They broke my water. Still nothing. They helped with the dilation. Still nothing happened, guys. And they're like, okay, now you are going to push. Now you're going to push like your life depends on it. Just push when we tell you to do so. Guys, now I'm on the labor bed. Now I am delivering this baby. Now it's time to deliver this baby by fire, by force. Hey guys, I'm very push. Yeah, push her, guys. Nothing is happening. The baby is still not going down. How? Now the nurses are worried, guys. Now I am pooping because they're saying I should push with every fiber in my system. Now I'm pushing, but the baby is not coming out. But poop is coming out. Guys, I pooped. I pooped for days. Shout out to those nurses. She kept on wiping me and I was pooping. Now my baby daddy is here. Time for being embarrassed is not there. Guys, go labor what? I want to go embarrassed. The way I pooped that day, I wasn't even embarrassed. I wasn't even embarrassed for a second. At that point, guys, I was crying, okay? Kakwa labor, what thing, guys? Like, I just couldn't do it anymore. I couldn't do it. I was crying, and then they were trying. And one thing is that, like, I felt very discouraged because they tried everything. At that point, I could see that, like, there was no chance of me birthing this baby naturally. Like, that's when now the emotional toll, the trauma started for me. And yeah, I could cry thinking about it. Like, I could cry. Like, I had tried everything. It's 8 p.m. I could see how helpless they were, and obviously they don't want to make the decision for you. Like, they don't want to scare you into going for the C-section route. So now they're just letting you know what, okay, we are trying this, we are trying that. And at that point I could see that they were so close to telling me that I think you should go for theater. Now things that started going quick when I saw my gynecologist. Now he's coming in and he's intervening and he's like, okay girl, your contractions are telling us that you are 10 centimeters dilated, you are ready to give birth, but your baby is not in the right position for you to give birth naturally. So we are suggesting that you should consider going for theater. That time, guys, I've been trying to dilate this child for how long? Plus minus 24 hours. And I'm like, okay, so now you're telling me that I have to consider something that I never even thought of. Guys, obviously, I wanted to give my I wanted to give birth through natural birth, right? But I always knew that there was a possibility for a C-section, and sometimes it happens that you get an emergency C-section. But because I've always thought that, you know what, I'm young for a C-section, guys. The things I was telling myself. Now I call my parents. Now I'm crying, guys. I'm crying. At that point, I was helpless. I feel like I'm not explaining the pain that I was going through. Guys, I was going through the most. The pain. I was in so much pain, guys. I knew now that there was no continuing from here. And then now they are telling me, Hore, ish, by the looks of things, your baby is stuck. If we don't go in quick, things might escalate for the worst, and we don't want that. So they were like, just think about it. We still give you the chance to think. Now I'm speaking to my baby daddy is there, and then he's now looking at me. I'm calling my mom, Mama. They are saying that I should go for C-section, and because this baby's not coming out. My mom was like, okay, nah, you know, after that, I went for theater. I decided, I was like, you know what? Let's just do this because I'm tired. I remember at that point, guys, because when you are in labor, they advise that you breathe in and out, and breathing in and out like this with your mouth closed is very close to impossible. So I was breathing too much with my mouth, and guys, my mouth was dry, my lips were dry. I was emotionally exhausted. Like, I've never been that emotionally exhausted. I was emotionally like, have you ever just been like so numb? I was numb. I feel like I was numb. So now they are pushing me through those corridors, and now in my mind, I'm like, I have failed. Like, I have failed to birth this child naturally, like most moms. And you know how there's this weird stigma around cesarean moms. I don't know if maybe it's in my head or whatever, the stigma is there, where you kind of like ashamed to you are shamed for giving birth through cesarean. You're not taken seriously. I don't know, I feel like when I was going for theater, those were my initial thoughts. But when I came out, I feel like people are kind of extending grace towards cesarean moms. I feel like I grew up thinking that cesarean moms were lazy moms who didn't push hard enough, who didn't endure the labor pains long enough and all of that. But it's none of that now. Like, I know now it's none of that, and I can confidently, openly say that I'm a cesarean mom. And I thought I wasn't going to say it. I thought I was not going to say I'm a C-section mom. I don't know why, but I always thought, oh, yo, people are going to judge me. So I'm going to. But at that point, I was numb, even though those thoughts were there. But I was numb. I wasn't moving. I wasn't doing anything. So now they're pushing me straight to theater, guys. Get to theater. They take me. They move that bed that I came in with, and then they put me on another bed, and then they gave me those epidural injections. Get epidural injections. Those injections that I used to numb you, so that they can do the whole procedure. That thing was painful. But when I tell you that I didn't even flinch, but I could feel so much. I didn't have the energy to even, because I didn't have the energy to cry at that. Yo, guys, actually, my birthing experience was very traumatic. I won't lie, guys. Like, I won't lie. At that point, I was mad. I was mad at my son for not coming when he was supposed to. So, guys, I'm going to use the setting spray. At that point, I was mad. Ooh, I think I look good. At this point, I'm sleeping like this, and then they put this cloth just to cover what was going on from my stomach down to my legs. So I didn't see that. But then I don't know if they knew that there was this metal light, like there was this metal light that was helping them to see what was going on. But that thing could reflect what was going on down there. So I was looking at myself being cut. So I just looked at myself and I could see that they were busy. And then pain-wise, I didn't feel any pains at all. But I could feel that there were people busy on me. Like I could feel that people were touching me, but there was no pain. Honestly, zero pains. While they were still operating, I didn't feel anything. So now they're operating me, and then I feel this big, you know, when you see this, it's like dropping something in water, and then you hear that sound. I felt that sound. I don't know. I felt the sound. Yes, I hear what I'm saying. I felt the sound. Like there was this, like you could feel that there was something being taken out, and I just felt this big. And then from there, after a while of that, after a while of them taking out my baby, they were taking out my baby. So my baby was now out. But people were still busy, obviously. I think they were cutting the umbilical cord and all of that. My baby daddy was on the other side, so he was seeing everything. Shout out to him. He was seeing everything. So after that, I obviously I don't know what happened on the other side, but when he tells me, he says that they cut the umbilical cord, and then the pediatrician took the baby to the other side, and then he started wiping him and removing the excess water in his mouth and doing the whole procedure of, you know, cleaning the umbilical cord. You know how the procedures go. And then they gave him the baby, and then he took pictures with the baby. He was the first person to hold the baby, which I think is still unfair. I think I deserved to hold my baby first because I'm the one that went through all of that. But I just got basadi basadi. But anyway, so I didn't hold my baby. I think it took long, but it was short at the same time. So I don't know. And then they gave he came to me, and then they gave me my baby, and then we took a picture. At that point, guys, I wasn't impressed. Like, because I was emotionally not having it. Like, they brought my baby, and I just looked at him, and I knew that I had to pose for the pictures. There was this other nurse. I don't know if it's the nurse or the anesthesiologist or wing, but there was this other lady that came and then took us pictures. I think I'm going to insert some of the pictures here. So, guys, I didn't even smile. Like, I just kissed my baby's forehead, but I was not interested. Hey, like I was super not interested. I wanted that thing. Okay, I gave birth. Then strangers to I feel like I felt like that. I was like, okay, now I have to take pictures with this strange. Okay, come, let's take pictures. Do I have to smile? Okay, let me just kiss his forehead. I feel like at that point, I was so disappointed that like my baby didn't come, which is unfair. Didn't come naturally, which was unfair. So at that point, I was very numb, guys. I was very numb, and not numb from the injection only, but just emotionally. And then now the pediatrician came, and then they took the baby with my baby daddy, and then they went out, and I was left there alone. Guys, I was left there alone, guys. I was there alone. They took me, as I was thinking that they were taking me back to my room so I can see a familiar face, I can see my man. Guys, they took me to the recovery room. They were like, okay, ma'am. But one thing that I'm going to comment on is the care that I actually received. You see the care that I received from all of these nurses and just how they keep you informed. Absolutely loved that experience. I wonder when it comes to care and just the 5-star treatment that I got there. Shout out, shout out, shout out, shout out. Anyway, so I went on. I went on and then I went to the recovery room. Now I'm not alone in that recovery room. There are other people that came back from theater, and some were just not moving, and it was so traumatizing. I hated the recovery room because one, I was ready to just go back and sleep and see a familiar face, which is my baby daddy, not my child, my baby daddy. I just wanted to see my baby daddy and just be with someone that I actually knew, right? I think they were waiting my for the numbness to go away, and then that took a little long. Apparently, I didn't take long according to my baby daddy, but I felt like that took long. And then they took me to my room. When I got to my room, my baby daddy was already back with my son, and then he was there explaining to me what happened after they moved out of theater. He told me that the pediatrician measured him, his weight, his length, his everything, and he recorded the birth time and all of that. And I was just looking at him, so jealous, guys, and so bored. And at this point, I'm like, hey, are we done? Can we just go back home? He told me that the baby weighed 2.92 kilograms and he was born at 8:45. And then, yeah, that's what he told me. And we just chilled, and then I think the tea ladies came from there, and then the nurses came to check on me, and then Bambusha the drip, and then another one came, and then she showed me my stitch. I was like, I want to see my stitch, and then she helped me to see my stitch. I mean, they don't advise you to look at your stitch immediately after theater because it's horrifying. And then she came with this long peel. If you know, you know, this long peel that she inserted in my bum. My baby was there, took my baby. I feel so horrible that throughout my birthing experience, I was so mad at my son for like I was mad for so long. Like I didn't use it, a lot of emotions, and I remember maybe weeks later or a month later when I was already getting emotionally. For me, it wasn't love at first sight, guys, with my son. I remember I spoke to my friend about this, and she was like, I don't think a lot of people have that love at first sight thing that people make it seem. When I was finally emotionally attaching myself to my son, I started regretting the things that I did in hospital, and I started regretting the things that I did not do in hospital. Number one, I wish I took a lot of pictures of my son. I wish I was more excited for my son. Like, I remember when they took us for his first bath, um, that nurse had to tell me to take pictures. She was like, how? Take pictures. And then that's when I was just taking pictures. And then when I finally was able to hold my baby, I just held him and took pictures with him. This is the picture. Here, I was just emotionally not there. Yes, the picture is nice, but I was just emotionally not there, you know. I just took pictures because I knew I had to take pictures with my newborn, but I was honestly not interested. And yeah, if I could rewrite that day, guys, I would be more present emotionally for my son and more excited for my son. Knowing what I know now and knowing the impact that my son, I'm going to get emotional now. Hey, I think I'm going to get emotional. But now, please, 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 please. Okay. Knowing what I know now and what I didn't know then, I wish I was emotionally involved. I was like knowing the impact that my son has on me right now, like the love that I'm experiencing from my son and the love that I'm giving to my son right now. I wish I had given him some more love at the hospital, but I know it's something that I cannot go back to, and I'm just grateful to God that my son is healthy. I thank God for the 5-star treatment that I got there, guys. From people checking up on you every hour, you are getting checked up on. Every minute you're just getting checked up on conquering. Like the treatment was 5 star, I won't lie. To taking a menu whenever you are eating, guys. Take a menu. Yo, I remember after a week I wanted to go back just for the lecture, just for the fact that I could just sit on that bed doing absolutely nothing, watching TV, and just taking a menu 3 times a day, and people coming with tea every now and again. Guys, I watch private hospitals. It's where it's at. Private hospitals, Asham, it's very, very nice. Even though the kachink, the kachink is a lot. Comment down below if you want me to break down the costs of giving birth at a private hospital. I will tell you what's tea. I will tell you what's tea. From there, I told everyone that I gave birth. My baby daddy's mom came, I guess, for moral support. She came with by public transport, and then because already we had a car, we came with a car, so she just came with us, and she was carrying Timo all the way from Midmet to Tafelkop, my home. And then they got here. When they got here, my mom had cooked, we ate, and then they left, which that was very nice, guys. And then yeah, everybody was seeing my baby. And for me and my son, like I said, guys, it wasn't love at first sight. Like, I gradually fell in love with my son, and it's today where I'm standing, it's an experience that I wouldn't like. It's an experience that I wish for everyone. Like, being able to be a mom, being able to love someone and be loved by someone who is so tiny, it's just the most precious thing anyone can ever go through. So I'm super grateful to God for the experience. And yeah, even though my labor was just one for the book, I feel like I didn't even do the story some justice, guys. Yeah. But yeah, guys, I gave birth on the 27th of July 2022. My baby was 2,92 kilograms, and yeah, I named him Kinako Vision Siaring My Bushi. And yeah, we gave birth at 8:45, and he's a cesarean baby. And yeah, today as I'm recording this, baby, you are 1 year, 3 months, and a few days. And yeah, guys, thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope you guys absolutely enjoyed this video. Don't forget to comment down below if you want to know the cost of giving birth at a private hospital. And yeah, I'll give you guys what's tea, because the tea is super hot. Okay, I love you guys so much. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and follow me on my Instagram if you can. And yeah, I'll catch you guys on my next one. I love you, besties. Bye.